Today we are starting our very next rebuild, the New York Giants, and I've stopped here in the middle of the preseason because I usually like to get to the regular season as we start so you can see the final, beginning roster, whatever. But the mentor rookie, and we have a lot of different things to talk about. There's this franchise is kind of just developed in a quick way. So Devin Singletary is already going to give Tyrone Tracy the boosted star dev because of the the long-term development thing, whatever it's called. I don't even remember. So that's a huge bonus for us. Then we also have an expansion off of the training camp games where, let me see what's the best way to do this. I'll tell you, I have a Madden roster that this is what I made. Malik Nabers on here, and go check out in the link of this video. There's a link, or the description. There's a link to a spreadsheet where you can see what overalls, what dev traits I think these players deserve. Tyrone Tracy just got star dev. I did not give him that. He got that out of there. But Malik Nabers, I think, deserves a superstar. And another rookie, Tyler Nubin, deserves star. Well, Kayvon Thibodeau in the training camp games got up to a superstar. Whatever, And then we're also going to have a lot of weird backups. Andrew Phillips may not be as good as CB3 or 4, but he's not much worse, and he's younger. So we're going to make sure he plays. This is pretty much what the team's going to look like, just because this is what we got. I do want to play Theo Johnson more, and Isaiah Hodgins is going to get relegated to a low spot. He probably will end up being a trade piece. I'd rather get Jalen Hyatt working with that speed he has. Wan'Dale Robinson. Slayton could be potentially traded if he's in a worse situation than Hodgins. We will look at that a little later. But we're going to play Evan Neal, even though Illuminor was a right tackle. He is a star dev. We're not going to not play him. And Illuminor is actually a better overall at a left guard than he is a right tackle. So, whatever. That makes our line just a little bit better. John Michael Schmitz, I do think he deserves a dev trade as well. I think he's a pretty solid center prospect. He's got a lot to learn, but this rebuild's going to be crazy. We're looking to replace the quarterback position. Obviously, Daniel Jones ain't the greatest, and we'll have a lot to do. But either way, we'll get right into this. So before we get into this first real season, we're going to stop here at the cut week of the preseason. We have to make some cuts, but I really think some trades would be valuable. Like Isaiah Hodgins. We don't have a great receiver room. I mean, 2 guys that are decent and then some average depth, but there's a lot of average depth. We can trade an Isaiah Hodgins, a guy with a dev trait, for something. So we're going to do that. There might be some other guys that we trade here too, because maybe we look at getting rid of Darren Waller so Theo Johnson can really develop. And Bellinger's right there too. Really solid 1 and 2. Manhurts ain't even a bad 3. Who else could we even go for? I'm sure there's someone else here on this roster. Maybe Azeez Ojulari could be a trade piece because of him being young with the dev trait. Things like that. There's not a reason to keep around this insane depth when we have guys we want to work on. Could Nick McLeod be expendable because we have so many other guys? Potentially. Either way, we'll look into this and I'll let you know what happens. So we're able to trade Hodgins, Singletary, and Waller, which, let me explain this a little bit. Hodgins, not worried about. Waller, we have a backup that I'd like to develop. And then Singletary, he's just not our future, period. He's just not that great of a back. I'd rather let Gray and Tyrone Tracy play. And a 4th for another first-round pick from the Bills. Yeah, it's the Bills, but I don't care. This is a good trade. We're picking up a massive asset for down the road. This should be good. While you're here, go check out Dubby.gg and use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order of any of their energy drinks, other products, bottles, whatever they have on their website. They are some of the best tasting energy drinks you're going to find anywhere. They don't cost as much per drink than pretty much any other brand, and they taste great. It's just what it is. Either way, use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order by going to Dubby.gg or clicking the link in the description, and let's get on with this rebuild. Alright, so at the first week of the season, we're going to look at our, season goal first off. Honestly, we're going to go as low as possible because we have Daniel Jones at the helm. Not really looking great there. We're going to look at our depth charts and what things look like for the start of the season. I think, not depth chart, I meant to go to the other one. I always do this. Yeah, Daniel Jones is our starting quarterback. The running back room, overall-wise, isn't great. I'm going to hope they actually play well. We will see. Maybe not. But, yeah, we'll just check it out here. So we have Daniel Jones. We have Malik Nabers, then Slayton, then Robinson, then Hyatt, then McKenzie. That's our lineup. Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, Evan Neal, Runyon, Schmitz, Illuminor, Thomas, line out O-line. I will change that in a minute. He needs to be a superstar. There's no reason he's not a superstar. And that's on my sheet as well. So go check out the link if you want to make this roster as good as it should be. Here we are on our defense. Pinnock's going to start at free safety. Nubin at strong safety. Our rotation on the D-line, Ojulari is not big enough to play an end, but he's good enough to play somewhere on this defense. And, yeah, we could move Thibodeau, but I just want Thibodeau to stay in his general role. Andrew Phillips plays up to cornerback 2. In specials, here's what we're going to run with. Lawrence, Phillips, and Williams will be our rusty tackles. The ends, Ojulari is going to be our backup on both sides. And pretty much everything else stays the same. Power back will be Gray. Third down back will be Tracy. And that's pretty much it. So, I'm going to fix that Andrew Thomas thing here in a second. But choosing our draft class, we'll keep the generated rookies. Let's hope for a good quarterback class. We do not have a good quarterback class. Terry Myers, the only quarterback in the top 10 so far. We're going to check in with, I'll have to change the scouts here in a minute. Yeah, we only have 2 first-round guys. That sucks. And now one of them's first 5 picks, but let's hope he's actually good because we're going to need him. That's our goal is to get him. We have 2 first-round picks to get there. Development-wise, I'm going to get that thing where you can get all these extra focus players done as soon as possible. For right now, we're trying to work on some of these good players. Hyatt will be in here. Our running back will be in here, Tracy. And that's what we're going to work on. Either way, let's get through this first season. Here in week 3, we have a good-bad situation. One, we're 0-3. The good side of that is we're going to get a good pick, more than likely. We have a breakout D lineman, though, here against Seattle. And it's Milton Williams. That would actually be really good because he's a young player, and we could develop him into a good defensive end, really. And he could be a staple for this team if he gets this upgrade. He's already really solid, and just getting him a little bit better would be great. So we're still sitting here with these same players in training. We're just gonna send this game right here so y'all can see if he gets it or not. I mean, Seattle doesn't have the best O-line, so he very well could. It's just what is the likelihood? Not the best. Breakout play. We won the game 13-12. Roll out the red carpet because he has arrived. He is an anchor on the defense. Milton Williams is also getting 20,000 XP. That is huge. Big win for us. We're moving. That's a good one. That is a good one and a good first win for the season. Here in week 8, we're doing too good. We need to lose a few more. But we're checking our negotiations to make sure we don't need to trade anybody away. Milton Williams, he's already up to a 78 because of his expansion. We're going to get him down for 5 years because he's at a relatively solid deal. We're not going to trade him. We're definitely going to figure out a way to get him back on this team. McLeod, I'm not interested in. Gerard Dayton, no, that's it. That's everybody. So, just Milton Williams. That's all we're worried about. Not going to lose too many people, which means next year is probably going to be rough in terms of how many free agents we have. But hey, we're fine so far. This year's going fine. We're going to get at least 4 wins, probably. I'd be shocked if we didn't at this point. Dwayne Smith, 75% scouted so far. Looks pretty solid. F stamina, though, is pretty rough. Not too bad there. Let's see this quarterback. Anything about him? He's supposed to be top 5, but he doesn't look top 5. Very athletic. Elite to great. Everything except for speed is solid to good. Jumping's good to great. And throw power is only good to great. So not the best. We're not really liking what we see there, but everything here looks pretty good. The bottom row that you can't see, throwing the runs of B, under pressure and trucking are both A to C. Those look really solid. We'll have to check back in. That's all I'm worried about right now. Just checking to see a couple of the high-end prospects. But, yeah, we'll just keep moving through this season trying to get Milton Williams under contract. Week 15, we're 6-7, and we have a breakout linebacker coming off of a 31-17 victory over Green Bay. Winning a lot of games here. Brian Burns, this would get him to X Factor, I'm pretty sure. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I want that to happen. Yes, I do. Why would I not want that to happen? I'm an idiot. We'll go ahead and click through this. I've moved the dev players to these guys just to spread it out a little bit and make sure they're getting some work in, getting a little extra. That way we can just get the team a better overall. Did that about week 11, so there should be a good balance here that about half the season, Nabers and the others got it. Keeping Nubin in because he's a young key player, a guy who can become a key player. We're going to work on Milton Williams again. He still doesn't want to be here. I tried to lower the money a little bit. I'll give him more because that's really not that bad. Do more to convince me he's not going to find a better fit. I think his upgrades have raised his ego a little bit, and now he doesn't want to come back. I think that's what's going on here. So, we're going to check our upgrades, see if we got anybody crazy ready to upgrade. Dexter Lawrence will be good. Cordell Flott, Deontay Banks. We'll let them all just do what they do. I'm not worried about it right now. Should have probably done Deontay Banks personally, but whatever. We're going to see if Brian Burns gets his breakout. Cowboys are 12-1 in our division. That's filthy. We got a 10-3 win over the Saints. He didn't get it. That's okay. I mean, it sucks, I guess, a little bit, but hey, we're winning too many games, though. You know what? Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. The quarterbacks don't seem to be playing out the best. Oh, Malik Nabers out 5 weeks. Jalen Mills out 10 weeks. Darius Slayton out. Oh, our wide receivers are down to like, I think I'm going to strap in. I think I'm going to have to play. Okay, I'll do it. Yep, coach, you got me. GM going to strap in for today. Wow. Okay, we need to back out of that because we actually have enough to finally get our, what's it called, available. I don't even know. The extra slot with the 27 points we currently have for the staff. We will finally get one extra space as it's taken this long, but we'll continue simming through this season. At the end of the season, we go 8-9, tie for second in our division with everyone but the Cowboys who go 16-1, and we just missed the playoffs. Let's look at our stats, see what we did, see how the season went. Daniel Jones, 27th in yards, 32nd in touchdowns, pretty average for him. 29th offense, 15th defense, not so bad there. Tyrone Tracy had a good year. 13th in rushing yards, 12th in touchdowns. Wando Robinson led our receiving. It's probably because what's-his-name got hurt. Drew Lock was 2 for 2. Should have started him. No, Tyrone Tracy was actually really, really good. I mean, 3.5 could be better for sure. But did he fumble? He didn't fumble. That's really solid. Daniel Jones has another 329 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns for... We get a lot of rushing touchdowns. 23 rushing touchdowns total. That's really solid. Eric Gray being our power back. Wandale had our lead with 800 total yards. Malik Nabers had a really good year. I mean, he just didn't get that many catches because he wasn't playing, and Daniel Jones stinks, really. Slayton, fine, you know. Quarterback's just a problem. The quarterback is just a big problem. So out of our top 5 guys, Runyon had the best year. Defensively, I see 12 sacks from Burns, 7.5 from Lawrence, and 7 from Thibodeau. Not too bad there. Interceptions, 2 from Simmons, 2 from Newbin, 1 from Okereke, 1 from Phillips, 1 from Pinnock, and 1 from Mills. Any fumbles? A couple. Well, no, really just 1 from Bobby Okereke. And then no safeties, no touchdowns. That stinks. Oh, well. Kicking, Ganoa's fine. Punting, doesn't even show. Cool. Very average year. I'm very happy with our rushing projections because... I mean, we had a guy who was a 68 overall to start the season. I can't really ask for much more. Let's look at the playoff bracket and see where things are going to line up. Pittsburgh gets the 1 seed. Dallas gets the other one. Chicago gets a 7 seed. Anything else interesting here? Buffalo maintains their division and gets the 3 seed. All right. That's going to be this season. We'll get to the offseason, and hopefully there's going to be some good free agents and a good draft ahead of us. I think that's really all we have to do here. So the totally realistic AFC 6 seed and the NFC 7 seed go to the Super Bowl, and the totally realistic tight end Tyler Conklin wins MVP somehow, some way. Whatever, dude. MVP is Prescott. Cowboys win every single major award. Prescott, McCarthy, Lamb, and Parsons. And then Chiefs, Rashee Rice, Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year is Terry Arnold, an actual rookie in this supposed 2024 season. There we are. That's our season. That totally makes no sense. We're going to upgrade some players and keep moving forward. Our final offer to Milton Williams will be a $4 million salary. If he doesn't take it, okay, he does. Cool. We get him down. That's really solid for us. And everybody else, we're not worried about. Literally not one of these guys strikes a chord in my head about anything. Yeah, we'll just move on. We're going to free agency. We'll check out the major free agents, and I'll do some work behind the scenes. But let's hope there's somebody good here. Let's just start off with that. Amari Cooper, great. Not interested. Really, quarterback is what we're interested in. That's laughable. Receiver, I guess, but Cooper, no. Like, just his age, not really interested. We're not looking for that kind of guy. Tight end, nothing. Running back, I mean, maybe. I'm happy with Tracy, but yeah, definitely not a replaceable level guy here. And corner, Steven Nelson, Marcus Peters, Mike Hilton. Okay. Looks like we're not doing anything here. In free agency, we literally got some team-friendly deals for Barnes, Epinesa, and Williams for depth. That's really it. Epinesa might be a starter. I like Epinesa a little bit, but you know he'd only be a starter because of the positional need we have for defensive linemen, especially those ends. But we'll see what we do. I mean, We're just going to keep moving. We're going to get to the draft because we have nothing else in free agency that strikes any interest. NFL draft in 2025 is what it's supposed to be. We have pick 12 and pick, I think, 15. So looking at the board, I mean, obviously the quarterback is the most needed position. But the guy is 3 to 4 talent? Nah, no thank you, bud. That back looks pretty solid. We'll come back to him later. I mean, we could use a running back, I guess. Good speed, elite jumping. Good speed, but he's the second in the class with a 4.3. Yeah, he's really good. This guy's good. Ball carrier vision's an A. Carrying's a B. Break tackle's a B. Spin move's a B. Trucking is B. Juke move could be a little better. Pass blocking, catching traffic, both A to B. Awareness A. This guy's good. That guy's good. We might consider him with our second first-round pick. I just don't know what else to go with. I mean, not really interested in a receiver. We're fine there. Tight end, I guess we could consider it. That guy looks pretty solid. Noah McKee, but I don't know that I want to take a tight end in the first round. I mean, this guy looks pretty good. Noah McKee. We'll keep him in mind, but I just don't know that I want to take a tight end this early. These are 3rd to 4th round guys. We'll come back to that. We could be interested in tight end later. I really think our O-line is fine. I mean, nothing the draft is going to fix. What am I saying? This guy, 100% completion on him. Not what he's supposed to be. 100% completion on Dwayne Smith. He's a round 1 guy, not a top 5 guy. That's sad, man. Wow, just not a lot of great. Not at all. This guy's going to go top 5. Michael Stanley, he's a first round talent. I mean, maybe we take him if he's there. He looks like a really solid linebacker. Corners, do we have any really solid corners? This guy looks really solid. A B down the board plus an A catching. If he's there, we'd like him. If that's realistic. We could use a safety, I guess. Ramsey looks really solid. Got B's in both man and zone. We like Ramsey. Great speed, 4.43 speed. Man coverage, block shot. This guy looks really solid. We might take Ramsey. So maybe we target those two. I mean, we're not getting a quarterback here. That guy was the best one in the class, and he's not any good. So we're going to go to our pick and just see who's available. I'll just stick and pick. Maybe, Farrow goes just before us. That sucks. That really sucks. Let's see. We don't have much scouting on a lot of these guys. 95 on this guy. He's worse than the other one. Is the safety here. Ramsey is here. He looked really good. I mean, is there any receivers that stand out? I see for sure A deep route running and a B release. That's solid, but I'm just not. We don't have a receiver need to be taking him right now. Is that linebacker there? I don't remember who he was, but I know he's from Arkansas. He's not. Is the running back still here? That's another one. Shamir Spencer, he is here. I don't think he'll go soon. 6 foot, 200 pounds. That's a really solid back. I think we're going to try to get him in the safety. We're going to go with the safety first, though. I feel like he's probably going to be taken sooner. Christopher Ramsey, welcome to the team. 92 speed, 88 acceleration, 89 agility, and a hidden dev trait. That's what we like to see. He'll take over Jason Pinnock's starting spot instantly. And we're actually picked 23. We're going to hope this running back lands here. Not sure if he's gone yet. Something Spencer? Shamir Spencer. We're going to go ahead and take him. I don't really see a better player out there. Hidden dev trait, 92 speed, 91 change of direction, 93 acceleration. This guy's going to be good. 72 strength, and he's an elusive back. Yeah, I'm fine with that one. We got our running back. We got our Saquon replacement. Moving forward in this draft. Going to make quick work of this one. Let's see what we got here. We could potentially trade out here. We could look at D lineman. That quarterback is still there. Good thing we didn't take him. Who am I recognizing here? Warren Smallwood. Douglas Dupree. Let's look at some D linemen. I don't think we looked at any of those yet. Chad Smith is a 3rd, 4th round talent. It means he's going to have about a 70 overall at best. That's a good end. Hey, I see 3 Bs and an A. 2nd to 3rd round projection. Finesse moves is an A at D tackle. What was his size? 6'3", 300. He's 21 years old. Elite speed. Yeah. Injury's even good. All right, that tells me injury's good. All right, we've got 3 dev traits so far. 87 strength ain't the best, but 78 speed, 88 acceleration. He's going to be an athlete. That is an athlete at that position right there. I like that one a lot. He could be a really good number 2 above Jordan Phillips now. We could easily move him in. in this third round, we'll look at a few, I don't know, like here's where we start looking at the tight ends. AAA down the board, but a bunch of, we're not sure on anything here. 6'5", 260, that's a massive dude. Elite speed, 4.5 speed at tight end. Injuries in A to C everywhere. You see on that right top corner, A to C, 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 A stiff arm. All right, you convinced me. This draft class is stupid. Are these players all elite? Is every player good? Was that quarterback still? I want to check that quarterback's rating when we're done here, if I don't forget, because he might still be good with all these players. I mean, he was still a first-round talent, I'm pretty sure, right? No, he was like second, third. Either way, what are we getting here? I mean, like, this is stupid. What do we need? What do we need? We'll look at some guards, maybe. Nothing here. No, nothing. Okay, I mean, Ray McAllister looks really solid. We might keep him in mind. I don't know. Let's see. Alfred Bacon. I want to draft him just because of that. Phil Bell. I have not looked this far down the list yet, so this is kind of all new to me. Troy Royster? Tory Royster? That's a name. We might look at him later. Run stopper from right outside linebacker position. That's solid. Reggie Basley. Not really great. Otis Hitchens. He has a B-man coverage this late. He's a day 3 projection. That's a little steep right now, but, it's possible. I mean, did we find any linebackers? I don't know if I was looking. Nah, nothing here that I'm interested in. We have already got a safety. I mean, you've always got to look at extra backs. You can always find some kind of random good back. Excuse me. An A run blocking. That's nice. But do we want a fullback? I don't know. Not now. Who are we talking about? We saw the center. Ray McAllister. Solid. We could go there. We could definitely go there. We could also go, there was a corner, I believe. I feel like that's more important. Yeah. Basley. No, it was Hitchens. It was Hitchens. The 2 Bs. Yeah, we'll go with Hitchens. He'll at least be a solid player. No depth trade on him, but 91 speed, 95 acceleration. He's pretty solid. Solid player there as well. And then round 5, maybe if McAllister's still there, let's kind of look out for him. The center, let's hope he's there. If he would, that'd be a quick pick. I'm not going to be upset about that at all. John Burnett. I feel like he was there a long time ago. Check out the center position. He is gone. That stinks. Receiver, anything? Nothing that shows out. Tight end, we've already got one. We're not drafting 2 tight ends in a single draft. That's ridiculous. Amari Jackson looks okay, but he's a UDFA. We're not going there. No, thank you. Tory Royster, we're a little early, but I might just swing it because why not? Probably going to end up being our worst pick of the whole draft. 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 72 strength. He could be okay. We'll move him to middle linebacker because he will be better there. And you never can have enough of those. You always have to have a little bit of depth. I don't know. We might look at those fullbacks now and just start dilly-dallying around. I wouldn't be upset about it. What is the best fullback here? We see 2 A's potential here. 2 potential. An A, but the rest are C's. An A, but the rest are C's. We like the run. This guy has A's, but a couple B's. Johnny Campbell. Blocking. Elite speed. 4.6 speed at fullback. B injury. A run block. B stiff arm. B lead block. This guy looks pretty solid. He's a UDFA, though. I'm not going to draft a UDFA yet. Maybe 7th round. We'll come back to that one. We could use another one of these guys if we find one. Not anybody there I'm liking. I don't see anybody here that I care for. Nothing striking me, man. I don't know. We might just take the fullback to just do it because we're dumb. Might be enough of a reason. I'm not seeing anything I like elsewhere. So, well, let's check quarterbacks. Any late-round quarterbacks that could have maybe a something to them? Oklahoma State, Jake Franklin. Deep accuracy is a B. Throw under pressure is an A. Let's just throw power. Great. We'll take him. He'll be a backup, 93 throw power, 79 change of direction, 75 speed. He won't be anything special. He'll just be a backup, but we got to have somebody on their roster for doing that anyways. And let's see if our fullback's here. I think his last name was Campbell. We'll see. Trumaine Hill. Sounds like a road name. Trumaine Hill. I live on Trumaine Hill Boulevard. Trumaine Hill Road. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Johnny Campbell. Why not? We're in the 7th round. Who cares? Hidden depth trait on fullback. Cool. Awesome. This was a good draft for us, I believe. I don't think there was anything wrong with this draft class. And we're going to go to the end of the draft and get to the final piece where we can see how good these players are. I am excited because we had a lot of guys in the top end of this draft that looked really, really good. So starting off, trying to block some of this out, Christopher Ramsey is a 76 overall. Very solid. Shamir Spitzer, a 78 overall. That is good. 77. Hold on. Josh Donald is a 77? Good Lord. All these guys had depth traits, and not one of them is lower. They're all starters. Every one of them is a starter. Hitchens was a 72. Our linebacker was the worst pick, but he might move up at middle linebacker. Hold on. What a draft this was. What an absolute crazy draft. I want to move him to middle and see if he goes up. Torrey Royster. He goes down, actually, but he's going to fit there better, so we're fine. Jake Franklin, actually better than I thought he'd be, to be honest. And the fullback's a 78. The best pick of our whole draft was our 7th rounder, 78. That's stupid. We got a backfield with 2 78s now with a good running back and a good fullback. This is a good draft here, man. Huge addition. Malik Nabers just got a dev trait to Superstar X Factor in a training camp game. I had to stop and show you this one because this team has made a massive upgrade in this offseason. Checking back in year 2, we have a massively improved roster. So let's just go over this real quick. Obviously, the quarterback is still a hindrance on this team, but really good backfield with Spencer and Campbell playing their respective positions. Malik Nabers goes up to a X Factor. Andrew Thomas, obviously, superstar. Our line is solid. It's fine. Donald, a really good upgrade at tight end, surprisingly. Defense is crazy, though. Kayvon Thibodeau up to X Factor. Brian Burns up to X Factor. Dexter Lawrence still X Factor. Tyler Newman went up to Superstar. And the rest is basically the same. But holy crap, we bring in Turner and Epinesa, just massively improved on our defensive side. From a defense that was already 15th in the NFL. I mean, not that it was, 15th ain't great. But it's definitely fine for what we had. The players we had wasn't good. Much improved this year. We should be in a good spot. I would expect us to probably win. I mean, I said our thing to make the playoffs. I think that's very reasonable. We need to get a new quarterback. And right now, it's just not easy to do that, considering, the trade block. Really, we could go. We could trade. We might need to do that. I haven't checked this. Sam Howell would probably be. He's already younger than Daniel Jones substantially. No way they'd do this. He's already younger by 4 years. And we won't have to pay it. Well, he's going to be off contract next year. But we get off of Daniel Jones' garbage shelf. We got to figure this one out. Can I do this without giving up a player? Who's younger? Izudu is. If they... Okay. Daniel Jones gone. Sam Howell in. I'd rather have Sam Howell anyways. I think he's a better prospect. Not to mention the fact that he's 4 years younger. Let's make sure he is our starter. Yeah, that's going to be an improvement. I probably should have looked to done that last year. And now we have an empty roster spot, so let's go check those extra free agents. That was a shocking move that I didn't even think of. Cool. Lots of good players here. It's just which one do I want? A 28-year-old Derek Barnett would be solid, but we already have some young guys. We don't want to, overload a position. We really could just go and get a direct replacement for the guy we just lost, some extra backup linemen. I think we do only have one right tackle right now. Chukwuma Okorafor, at a 71 overall, 27 years old, would be very solid. We'll go ahead and do that. Be a backup O-lineman. We definitely could use some of those. Never can have enough O-linemen. Either way, new starting quarterback in Sam Howell. Do we expect him to win us a Super Bowl? No. but I expect him to probably be better than Daniel Jones. And yeah, that should be good enough. Either way, let's get this season moving. Not a good start to our season, 0-3, but we have a trade offer for Azeez Ojulari, who's on his last year of his deal, and it doesn't even play for us. And I've already looked at this, and I know what we're going to accept, because Terrion Arnold is on the trading block for a 5th and a 7th as well. That's a no-brainer. There is no, we don't have the cornerbacks to be saying no to that, and he's an expendable piece. So, yeah, goodbye and hello, Terrion Arnold. So, first off, we trade for Terrion Arnold, who I just realized was the defensive rookie of the year last year. Now, Josh Donald is a superstar. Christopher Ramsey's a star. We don't know about Smith or Spencer yet, but geez, man, this franchise is great. This is starting off well, minus the fact that we can't win a game this season. We're going to get some good upgrades. That tight end being a superstar is... that he was a fourth rounder for us. That's insane, man. That is actually crazy. I'm not worried about these guys. They can go ahead and just get their upgrades where they are. We do have a breakout player, too, right now. I don't know who it is. It's a D-back. Maybe Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold, let's go. This could be awesome for us, dude. He just has to get one stat or hold them to less than 200 passing yards, them being the Falcons. That would be great for us. Maybe also, a chance to win a game. That would be cool. Let's see if we can win this one. I'll do it right here for you. We do not win again. Golly, 0-5. The quarterback position is holding us back. But Terrion Arnold does get his breakout, giving us a 20,000 XP bonus and another defensive weapon. We have a growing defense. We do have an injury, though. That's a little scary. Isaiah Simmons, yikes. Only 3 weeks, though. But... we have a decent middle linebacker group. We should be fine. This is a good start to this franchise, though we can't win games. Other than the fact that we can't win games, this is starting off really well. Still don't know about Spencer or Smith, but hey, Josh Donald being a superstar is a massive win nonetheless. There is no need to fear when Josh Donald is now here. That is a fact. So let's move on through this rebuild. And let's hope we get something to start happening. Some wins to start moving. Dude, our D-tackle is an X factor. Are you kidding me? This is insane. This is actually crazy. This draft class is an all-time draft class. We've gotten a star, a superstar. He was a 3rd rounder. He was a 3rd, 4th rounder, or maybe vice versa. I don't know. Shamir Spencer, what are you? I need to know. Because if he's an X factor, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Here in Week 8, we're only 1-6, which sucks, but we will find out Shamir Spencer's depth chart next week. He's only got like 14 snaps left to go. Negotiations, Slayton's gone. Howell wants to come back, and at this point, we will definitely bring him back. Slayton, we probably need to trade him right now before too long. Lots of, 1 year. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Neal and Thibodeau have to come back this year. Illuminor probably needs to come back. Slayton needs to go right now. We got him and Pinnock. It wouldn't be bad to trade both of them right now, being the fact that they're going to be off contract. Might as well get something for them. Neither of them are our number 1 in their position. Plus, we have a lot of depth at receiver anyways. So we're going to do that. Terrion Arnold and, what's his name, are a really good 1-2 combo for us. Terrion Arnold and the one they drafted last year, Deontay Banks. Thank you for reminding me. So him and Pinnock. We're going to see how much we can get out of them. It's going to be tough. They're not the most valuable players ever. It'd be nice to maybe get like a really solid O-lineman if there was one available, but I just don't know. Morgan Moses, not a tackle, also not 33 years old. We're kind of going to put those stipulations on there. Nothing there so far. Might have to make our own trade. I'd like to get another first-round pick maybe even. Go back to Buffalo maybe? No, I'm kidding. I don't even know. The Bucks, I'd do that. If they'd accept it, I'd do it. They're not even close. Never mind. We're not getting a first out of them, too. We do really need a quarterback. Is there a team that has they drafted a quarterback? So, this is that rookie who wasn't that good. He was 73, wasn't too bad. He wasn't the number 1 guy, so he's not too bad. So what was this draft class was insane because this quarterback didn't look good. He wasn't even as good as the first one who wasn't good, and he's a 73 depth chart. And they drafted him. So are they looking to move off Herbert? You may say that's unrealistic and a realistic rebuild here, but at the same time, maybe they are. Maybe they want to move off of him. That's maybe the scenario here. Why would they draft a quarterback? Did that just say, no way? No way. Tagovailoa, they drafted them both. What a goofy game. So... you may say, well, that's not realistic to do. But I think you can argue here that, you know, that's a scenario that has budded in this franchise. And I'm not, Terry Myers, was he the, he might have been the other one. 72, no dev trade, that's tough. He might have been the other one. Wow, okay. But I think we're going to reason that here. They're paying Kenny Pickett, Daniel Jones, and Geno Smith. Goodness. That might be what we do. Looking through all the quarterback situations, that's the only one that makes sense. Bo Nixon, Zach Wilson, Jameis Winston, Baker Mayfield, Jimmy G. Okay, so we're going to attempt this here. Yes, I know it doesn't seem the most realistic, but you can also argue they drafted a 6'6", 230-pound quarterback with Jim Harbaugh's first year. So they're probably looking to move off Herbert because they think it's time to go. They think something's got to change. So we're going to have to give up a lot here. I'm going to see if I can get away with just giving up 2 future firsts and not this year, if I can. We also, not even close, man. We could, with all the defensive talent we have, we could have somebody be expendable. And sadly, Dexter Lawrence is a 98. I don't want to lose him, but, like, he's going to cost a lot. And we have this guy, but he's already a 98. I don't think I can do that. I can't do that. Oof. Brian, I wish somebody was a little older. I'm not, here's the thing. Here in a minute, I'm not going to be able to pay all these guys. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and David Smith. Should I just give up David Smith now? He's not that great of an overall, but he's a backup for us right now, but he's still going to be eventually good. I think that's the offer. Not even close. Not even beginning. There's no even offer for Herbert. So we're going to have to start with, we're going to keep Pinnock and Slayton in this deal. We can't go, hey, you can't do more players. We'll start off for that, and we'll go to our D-tackle. They might start liking it more with this year's pick in it. Oh, I already had him in here. My bad. This year's pick, they like it. We're already a little better. We're going to play with this, and I'll let you know what happens. Justin Herbert is a member of the New York Giants. Now, you might hate me for trading Dexter Lawrence. I know he's great, but we're talking about a quarterback here, the most valuable position in any team sport. And we just got one of the best ones in the league currently. Darius Slayton, Pinnock, we're going to be off contract. Lawrence, a great player. Obviously, X Factor, 98 overall. But we can't pay all these guys coming up. And we didn't even have to give up this year's first rounder. We still have our first rounder this coming season. Now, we don't have him for the next 2 seasons, but we expect to be really good in the next 2 seasons. We don't in this season. So, I mean, we might be fine, but not as good as we will be, or we can be right now. Now, we have a few holes to fill. We have to do some negotiations as well. Sam Howell, funny. Don't need you anymore, bud. This has changed very quickly. This whole rebuild has just turned on a dime. And I'm very happy with how it's turned, honestly. Yes, Dexter Lawrence, great player. But we just drafted an X-Factor guy who's younger than him. And you can't just sit here and wait. You got to make moves and make them quick. We need to bring in a backup now since we lost out on, what's his name, that we just traded, Pinnock. We got to have somebody in that spot. Ashton Davis, he's relatively young. We'll bring him in. And we'll see. Receiver, I don't really know that we even need anymore. Mechie would be interesting. He's pretty young as well. Let's go see if we can maybe find somebody on the trade block that'd be more valuable. Just overall, because we already have our starting, a lot of our lineups are pretty good. I didn't mean to press free agents again. A lot of our lineups are really good. We just need to find some more supplemental pieces or maybe a rotational guy of some kind. We traded Azeez Ojulari. Maybe going to get an extra edge rusher would actually be very beneficial to us right now. So we'll look there, because I don't even know who our third edge rusher would be. Probably like Peyton Turner, effectively, but Justin Herbert's also now our best player on our team, and he was younger than Dexter Lawrence, I think. I'm pretty sure. So that's a benefit as well. Maybe by a year, but not much. Either way, let's check out the edge rusher positions. We got to find an actual edge rusher. Braylon Trice, the first one available. Chop Robinson available. Nick Benito, he would be decent. I'm not going to get Chop Robinson because that contract is not correctly laid out. He should have 3 years left on his deal, and I'm not going to edit it. So I'm just going to let that one pass. Could go get like an Ominahu or an Odiingbo, but I'd rather get somebody who's a couple years on their deal remaining. A young guy with a couple years. And it looks like Benito is going to be our best fit here. See, we still have our first round pick, which is a second overall pick at this point. We're going to give up a 7th and a 6th and see how far that gets us. Probably not nearly close enough, but honestly a little better than I thought. We'll go with a 5th this year. Pretty close. Take away that, sorry, my bad. Go with a 5th and go with a 6th. How about that? Move up a little bit more. We're working it. We're going to give up 2 5ths, and that'll do it. We'll give up a 5th this year because we already have 2. I'm fine with that. Nick Benito's on the roster. He'll be our 53rd man and our secondary edge rusher. So now, let's go put this roster together. So our rookie running back is only a star, but that's okay because look at this team, man. We're now in a little bit more need of a receiver, but that could be our draft target in round 1 of this coming year. You know, Hyatt, I have him at 2 because he's more of the outside guy. Wandale's going to be our slot. But, man, this is a heck of a roster. We've got some weapons. And then defensively, yeah, we lost what's-his-name, but we still have an X factor there at that position, which is stupid. The defense is really, really good. I think this is fine. I think this is the base and the bones of a team that will win a Super Bowl. Just had to stop and share the fact that the #1 receiver's name in this class is Broderick Generals. Yeah, he's our draft pick. We're already drafting him. We'll trade up for him. We'll do what we have to do. We're getting him. Simple as that. Because, well, his name's Broderick Generals. And he's from Vanderbilt, so how much better is that? So, yeah, we looked at quarterbacks initially. This guy looks pretty solid, but, hey, is he going to be Justin Herbert? Probably not. We're going to be fine. We're going to make sure we get a receiver, period. There's not actually that many in this class that are round 1 guys. But Broderick Generals is the #1 overall prospect, and we're going to need him. So, we'll figure that part out. However, we are on a little bit of a win streak here. We won 2 or 3 straight, I think, maybe. It's going to happen when you have Justin Herbert on the roster. But, hey, we're fine. We're fine. And now Mr. Justin Herbert has a breakout game coming. The only problem is it would get him to X Factor. And the problem is you have to have 1 or fewer interceptions and 400 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, he's not going to get it. We end up missing the playoffs and only getting 6 wins. But 5th in passing yards, 5th in touchdowns, 15th in rushing yards. Oof, not a good rushing touchdown amountage. Points scored were 23rd. Really didn't, I mean, the offense, you can't look at it too bad because Herbert wasn't here that long. Sam Howell did not score, period, when he was here for at least 7 weeks of starting. Just didn't score. Rushing, we had not the greatest amount of touchdowns, but it was a little bit spread out. Tracy still got 5, Howell got 2, Gray got 2, Herbert got 3. Still not great, though. Receiving, Hyatt scored the most touchdowns. Nabers didn't have the greatest year, but hey, once again, once we get a full year of Justin Herbert, it'll be fine. John Runyon, once again, had a really solid year. Sacks totals, 9 for Burns, 7 for the rookie Smith, 5 for Thibodeau. Not great, really. 2 for Terry and Arnold, 2 for Tyler Nubin, 1 for Isaiah Simmons, 1 for Andrew Phillips in terms of picks. Fumbles, didn't even get a recovered fumble. Any defensive scores? I got a safety, let's go. Love to see it. Graham Gano, better on the field goals this year. Jamie Gillen actually did punt this year. Cool. That's our stats. Okay, don't really care too much because we're about to have a first full year of Justin freaking Herbert in New York, baby. Packers versus Ravens in the Super Bowl. Let's see what we got here. Got some upgrades. That's a good sign. That usually means we might get a rookie. Oh, he's probably Rookie of the Year then. David Smith, that's a big one too because we just did trade, obviously, what's his name? Dexter Lawrence. So getting this guy to get, a really substantial upgrade. He's up to an 84. Make that an 85 playing apt to at least. Really good for him. Did, in fact, get Defensive Rookie of the Year. Must have gotten the full one because he got 2 of them, apparently. That must be what happens when you get, the full one, not just your conference. We'll see about it in just a second. That's a big gain for us. I mean, he was a really good player. 7 sacks from a D-tackle position as a rookie is crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is a heck of a rebuild so far. Ravens win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson MVP. And David Smith from the Giants does win himself the Defensive Rookie of the Year. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott repeat as MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Golly. Can't win a Super Bowl still, though. Hilarious. It's so realistic. It really is. Yeah, once again, I don't know what pick we are in the draft. We'll go ahead and check it right here. 4 out yet? No. 3 out yet? No. 2 out yet? We're 2. If we're 2, we'll be fine because I can trade up and get him. We're getting Bro Derek Generals. Bro Derek Generals will be a New York Giant. You better believe me, buddy. Got some more upgrades to do. Probably just all the practice squad guys. Yes, practice squad across the board. Congratulations. You have made it to a roster to get cut again later. Let's go to free agency. Here in free agency, I'll let you know, we didn't really re-sign anybody. We did accept the option on Kayvon Thibodeau, but we declined Evan Neal's to, one, stagger their contracts, plus Evan Neal's not as good. Now, in free agency, looking at these guys, a guard would be interesting. We don't really need it super bad. Runyon has been good. So has Illuminor. We brought Illuminor back. We did do that much. However, Sam Cosmi, if he's interested at all, I mean, I know he's really not, but, I mean, he's only got one offer, $14 million a year for a really good, only 26-year-old guard. That'd be very solid. Very nice ad. I really don't know. I mean, we do need to get a punter, but, like, in terms of positions, let's just run through this real quick. J.J. McCarthy already, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Sam Howell. Wow, already all free agents. That's just stupid. This game sucks. But Jonathan Brooks as well. What are we doing here, dude? We don't need a we do need a receiver, but we're getting Bro Derek Generals, so it doesn't matter. Only reason I'd take one is if, like, there's a really good value on it, like Roman Wilson. What are we doing, brother? Adonai Mitchell. Ooh, I love me some Adonai Mitchell. I'll tell you that much. Lad McHonky. Oh, I said that wrong. Xavier Legette would be actually kind of sick. We don't really have a receiver like that. I don't know. I don't know. Sam Cosmi's interesting because he's only 26. I'm going to at least give him an offer and see where we land. I'll do that right there for 4 years. Let's go that far. I really do like Cosmi a lot, and we're in the ballpark. If we lose him, whatever. I kind of do want him, though. It's $2 million more per year for a guy who's going to regress as soon as we sign him. So, no thank you. Bitonio, same deal. Like, even more money for a guy who's going to regress. Olu Fashanu. He could be a good right tackle. That would be stupid, though. Only $12 million for a 77? I mean, that's not bad, but I just can't do that. That's just not realistic. We're trying to keep it realistic here, and we've already strayed away from that just a hair. Malcolm Kuntz, Raiders fans are going to be in shambles for that one. Azeez Ojulari didn't even get kept around his team what was that? Who we trade him to? I don't even remember. Chap Robinson up for the trade deal. We did lose out. Is Benito gone? No, he was still on contract through this year. Corners, like, Chavarius Ward would be cool, but, like, I'm not paying that much for him, brother. Not happening. I'd rather pay 6 or 7 for one of these two right here. Kader Kohu or Michael Carter? Absolutely. Give me them over that. We don't need a safety at all. We've got our safety tandem there. We do need a punter. We'll go ahead and get Stonehouse on contract for 6 years. He'll accept that. I'm not worried about it. Appreciate you, Kuh. All right, we're going to go ahead and up Cosmi's offer because he is a really good lineman, and he's young. We're going to give him 8, and then 4th year. We'll give him 7.5. I know it's a lot, but we want to make sure he comes here. He doesn't already want to be here. We're still not there. We're just going to go ahead and go through it. Sam Cosmi is a buck. That sucks. Wow, that really does blow. Do we have a chance to get anybody? I mean, we could go get Bitonio, but I just don't want to spend the money on that. Nope, I think that's it. I don't think I'm doing anything else then. I really don't. I mean, maybe a corner to make Chavarius Ward. It'd be cool to have him for like 2 or 3 years tops, but like that's excessive at the same time. Stonehouse, we're still the only offer for him. Yep, I think we're just going to keep moving on, and we'll go ahead and get to, make sure we get Stonehouse, and whenever he decides to actually sign the contract, all right, bud, you're going to be stingy? What are we doing here? We'll keep moving. Let's get to the draft and get Bro Derek Generals. A few things just before we get to the draft. Bro Derek Generals is a top 5 player. No doubt about it. Top 5 talent, top 5 projection. Cool. That's all we need to know. We're going to draft him. Other than that, what do we need? Maybe an offensive lineman. We're going to try to get a guy or two scouted. That way we can maybe land something later. The thing is, we got to find somebody down the board a bit. So they're not really going to be all that great one way or another for the most part. That looks like a really good center. We're going to try to look at him. All right, so we got our guys on scouting. The other reason we're stopping here is we have mock draft 5. This is going to tell us where we are. This is going to tell us where we got to get to. So, Bro Derek General is at 2. We are at 7. We got to move up 5 spots. One way or another, we got to go get Bro Derek Generals. How do we do that? I don't know. trade something for something. Something being the number 2 overall pick, because we're going to do that. We got to figure out a way to do this, and the only problem is they are with the Saints. And a lot of times, if you don't know, the Saints don't have a whole lot of cap space, and it's very hard to trade with them. They have 2. They're already negative $7 mil. We have to stick with draft picks alone. A 3rd next year. How close does that get us? Didn't mean to do that. Thank you. We're not really making that much movement. We'll go with a 2nd in 2 years. We're going to have to offer a lot here. This is a risky move because if we fail... Gosh, we're going to have to give up the 2nd. If we fail, we have no draft capital. Goodness, man. I'd rather go try to get number 1. Who had number 1? Was it Miami? That's crazy in itself. I feel like they had number 1, though. No, they had number 4. I don't remember who it was. Now we're just going to click through and figure it out. Oh, boy. Raiders have it. We're going to start with just this offer. See if for some reason they like it. They do not. We're going to have to give this 3rd up, too. We already know it. They at least have the ability to take on a player. So what player? Tyrone Tracy, for sure. You're gone. Wandale. We could lose one. We'll give up McKenzie just because. We'll see if that'll somehow work. Probably won't. I mean, we're trying to sell out for pretty much this year. So whatever we got to do. We could go ahead and get rid of, like, Okereke. He's a little older. Going to cost money. We could get off of that now. That would be not a bad idea. We do have a decent linebacker room anyways. I mean, Simmons at number 1, Chris Barnes at 2 would be fine. If we have to, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start here, though. Yeah, we're not even close. All right, it's going to have to be Okereke. There's just no other way. There's literally nothing else we can do. We're going to try to get... We'll keep that on there. Significantly more competent. I mean, this is the number 1 overall pick. We're talking about Broderick Generals here, man. That 3rd is going to have to be it. I mean, that sucks because there's no chance. Oh, my gosh. It's going to have to be probably another player they like. Did y'all like Tyrone Tracy? Tyrone? No, we got to find something here. We're close enough. I'll let you know what we figure out. Bobby Okereke and a plethora of picks. A 1st, a 2nd, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 3rd. All for 1 pick. All for Broderick Generals. It'll be absolutely worth it when we win the Super Bowl this season. Calling it now. Just watch. Let's go. It's Broderick time. Yeah, on the downside of that, we have like no one in depth wise. Defensive line, we have like a total of 3 of them, I'm pretty sure. So this will be fun. This will be real fun. We don't have another pick till the 5th round. But either way, doesn't matter because we got Broderick Generals. Broderick. And he's a hidden dev trait. 91, 89, 88, 93, 92, 76. Cool. He's wearing Kadarius Toney's number. Dang it, he's a bust. Golly, what are we doing? Next user pick, let's go. That center, I think, was like LSU peak. I think he was a day 3. He could be here. Probably not. He probably will go right at the very next pick before me. Okay, he didn't. We did scout. They were all like higher in though. Like there's no chance. No. And nope, they're all gone. We do need a defensive tackle because we only have 1 on the roster. So, oh my gosh, they're all terrible. They're all absolutely awful. Alex Dorsey's the best. No, he's probably the best one. John Wynn. Is there any ends that could suffice? 289, no. 299, B tackle. D finesse move, not great. None of these guys are going to be that great, but they might be something. Block shed's a B here. Not big enough, though. Tackles a B, block shed's a C. We could deal with that one. Anthony Belfort. Poor speed. We'll take it, whatever. Normal dev, 87 strength. I don't even know. We're just picking at something that we kind of need for the depth purposes here. We're just going to do that the rest of the draft. Probably another D lineman, or we don't need a corner. We don't need a linebacker. We could use an edge rushing linebacker, but that's really it. We don't need a receiver. No. He'd be good if those weren't Fs. Geez, let's see. Run stopping. He's solid, but he'd be an inside backer. That's the only problem with him. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have anything here. Might just go with Alex Dorsey. He looks like a solid player overall. We get some extra depth in the defensive line regions. Gonna need it. And we'll go to one. We're just gonna go to the end of the draft. Who cares? Broderick Generals time. Here we are with our draft recap, and Broderick Generals is an 80 overall. Now, granted, everyone else stinks. Everyone else actually is terrible. But, doesn't matter. We got Broderick. And let's see. Was he the best player in this class? I want to know. Is there anybody better than him? Couple 80s, I see. 81, a cornerback, Gilbert Edison. Well, his name is Gilbert, so he's not better than Broderick. All right, let's get to the next season. Year 3 getting started, and here we are. Justin Herbert. Spencer goes up to a superstar. That's going to help out. Nabers is X Factor. Generals, Broderick Generals, is still obviously not discovered yet. Schmitz is a star. Neal's a star. Everything's here the same, I'm pretty sure. Defensively, though, we did lose out Okereke, but that, was for the greater good of getting Broderick Generals. Tyler Nubin, still the superstar. Arnold and Deontay Banks are both star dev. Really, we're still a solid unit. 85 overall. But you got to win some games. I'm not even surprised. Broderick Generals is a superstar dev trait. That is going to be very good for us. We now have a very good offense. Justin Herbert, Malik Nabers, Broderick Generals, Shamir Smith or something. Shamir? I think so. Josh Donnell, is that the tight end's name? Something like that. Really good offense, man. Shamir Spencer, not Smith. I knew that. I was just checking with you, see if you knew what you're talking about. He's an 87 overall. I don't think any of them outside of the rookie is under like an 86. Like, of our star players. That's really good. Not to mention, we have Terry and Arnold, who's an 88 now. Deontay Banks is an 84. Very good teams in general. Let's look at some of our negotiations we have to make. We'll just let those players be upgraded automatically, Looking at the negotiations, we have a lot of guys. 14 of them. A lot of money. Brian Burns, that's going to be a big one. Isaiah Simmons, another big one. Evan Neal, a cheaper but big one. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's probably going to have to walk or get traded. Cordell Flott, Jalen Polk, Daniel Bellinger, Micah McFadden. A lot of quality players here. Maybe not starters, but depth. We're going to accept Deontay Banks' option. Rough here. First off, we got to bring back. That's not even that bad of a contract, to be honest with you. I'm only going 4 years, though. I'm not doing that much. He's good with that, and we saw over 100 mil. We're bringing back Isaiah Simmons. We need to. He's a really solid player. We got to do more for him, though. We'll work on that one. Evan Neal wants to be here at least somewhat. We're going to give him a 6-year deal, lock him into that low number. Actually, we're going to go 7 years. Lock him into a low number. That's a really solid deal for us. Wan'Dale, not worth keeping. Not for us. We have, he is our wide receiver 3. What is that? No, it's not worth 10 mil a year for our third wide receiver. We can keep Jalen Hyatt for now. I'd rather just keep Jalen Polk. Give him 4 years, lower that a little bit. He'll probably accept. No, he doesn't. Never mind. I lied. Let's look at trading Wan'Dale and Cordell Flott probably. We don't need both of them. Probably going to bring back McFadden because we don't want to lose too many linebackers, especially in one season. He's already back. That's a good deal for us. We're just kind of lowering the bar for everybody. Nick Benito, he kind of wants to be here, has some interest. If we can get 3 years out of him and do that right there, we're good with him as well. And then Bellinger, I'm not worried about. Peyton Turner, not right now. We'll wait on him. John Runyon's been really good for us. I'm going to give him at least a bit of an offer for being good. He has been really solid for us. Could we upgrade? Sure, but he's a fine starter. I think that's really good. We've already narrowed down a lot of it. Wan'Dale probably going to get traded as well as Cordell Flott. Neither of them are super important anyways. We have backups that can help. Let's go ahead and look and see what we can do. Check the trade blocks and whatnot. We do need some offensive line help. Not interested in a running back. Receiver, we'd only get one that has a couple. Brent McNeil would be solid. That'd be a good swap for Mike Martin would be okay. Any depth traits here? Nothing crazy. Gerald Everett available. Sebastian Malone, whoever you are, bud. Not really worth it, though. Let's see about some interior guys with a couple years left. Layden Robinson, 70 overall. Not really what I'm looking for, though, in terms of the overall for him. Tim Lamb would be perfect. 75 overall. He's only 22. Yeah, Tim Lamb is a target. Whether we get him or not, that's the question. But Robbie Way, we brought Evan Neal back, but he's younger than Evan Neal and just as good as him. We can always trade Evan Neal. Can we do that straight up? Can we just, pass Evan Neal off? That'd be hilarious, to be honest. I mean, he's actually 24. He's 2 overalls better, 2 years older. We have him on contract for forever. It's not worth it, actually. 2 years older, 2 overall. No, we have him on contract for way too long for that to be worth it. We apparently need another right end. We're not getting Von Miller. Yeah. So if anything, Tim Lamb would be our guy. We'll look into him a little bit. We don't have, obviously, much to trade here. Y'all want Dante Miller? I mean, that'd be cool with me. That's about it, though. Or wait. Obviously, we have our players we need to trade. Let's see. That'd probably take Wandale. I could probably get a pick back, too. Let's go ahead and try to get a second here. Cap space. Stupid cap space. All right, we're just going to go by team and see what we can find. Obviously, we need a really quality player. If Christian Haynes wasn't going to be off contract this next year, I'd take him. Will Freeze is just a little older than I want. Xavier Fulton's solid. Stromberg is solid as well. Xavier Fulton has 4 years left. If they'll do that and give me a pick, we will have a deal. No way they give me a second that high. That's a high second. No, we'll try a third. I'll accept that. I'll even accept a fourth if it's decent. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to because they're not giving me that. No way. No close way. All right. Wandale, what can we just get for you straight up? Not a lot. Dalton Risner, that's fine. Junior Colson's there. That'd be a solid pickup there. There's Christian Haynes. I mean, it would be an addition. Cooper DeJean. What could have been, buddy? There's the guy we were going to draft earlier, Reggie Basley. He's a star dev. Delmar Glaze. If anything right now, I'd want to make sure they're on contract, but Christian Haynes, which if he's on 2 years, I might accept that. Junior Colson, if he's on 2+ years, which I don't know that he is. And that'd probably be it. Colson is on contract for 3 more years, so that is an easy deal for us. We will gladly take that one because we still have Jalen Hyatt, Jalen Polk, Isaiah McKenzie's even. He's fine. So, I'm fine with that. We do need to look at Cordell Flott, getting him traded, seeing what we can get. I mean, not really super valuable either. We do have a couple guys, Grady Williams, Otis Hitchens behind him that aren't bad. So we'll look and see what he can get for us. And we traded Cordell Flott straight up for Christian Haynes. I accidentally skipped past it, so here we are. I have to tell you about it. But that'll be good for us. We've made some definitely improvements in my opinion, especially with getting Junior Colson for 3 more years. That's going to be a big one. Let's go check that out for us real quick. Let's go see what this team looks like now. Jalen Hyatt becomes our wide receiver too. I'm going to change the X factor for Justin Herbert because, I mean, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Escape artist doesn't really make sense at all. For him, you want dots. He's really good. Bazooka, just whatever. Omaha would be solid. Something that makes sense. Run and gun even would be better. We're going to go with dots, I think. Yeah, that'll be good. Either way, good enough for there. Christian Haynes is our backup now. It gives us flexibility at least. Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver 3. This is a solid unit. This is a really good unit. Let's just be real. Junior Colson is now LB2. Chris Barnes takes a step back. That's an upgrade, obviously. And there we go. That's our new team. With just 1 week to go, we currently lead our division 12-4, tied with the Eagles, though. We need a big win this week or an Eagles loss or maybe both. I don't know. Whatever would help. We need to get some of these guys back. Isaiah Simmons to start off with. He's got to be back. He's not even that expensive. 3 years. He's a really good player for us. He's not interested, really. Just not interested. Jalen Polk wouldn't be bad to bring back because we're going to be losing some depth and he's going to be cheap. Like the years, but nothing else. See, we're in a rough spot with him, too. Bellinger, we could really just let him walk. That is a lot of bonus money for no reason. I'm really not interested in that. Cap hits are $6 and $7 mil on each year. That's way too much. Peyton Turner, that's too much even. Some of these positions, they just think they deserve something. What did you do? What have you done on this team? 4 years for this guy. If he'll take it, I'll do it because, that's a good backup piece for nothing, really, yearly. Deontay Banks, we will accept that option. I'm pretty much good with everything else. So, we got to figure out Isaiah Simmons maybe winning a Super Bowl. We'll bring him back. I'm sure it will. Either way, we had just a 45-7 win over the Broncos. Isaiah Simmons had 9 tackles, a sack, and a pick. Really big for him. We're going to get through this week, and hopefully we get a win. Hopefully we win our division and, capture at least some form of home field advantage through the playoffs. We do win 28-0. Massive for us. And we're going to 13-4. That's a good seed. Gotta be, right? It is the 2 seed. We do miss out on the 1 seed, which stinks, but we land the 2 seed. We are 6 overalls better than this team, and we have 3 at least X Factors, and they have 1. I think we have 4 or 5 X Factors, really. So we have Herbert. No, he's not an X Factor, is he? I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. Going to next quarter, we get 7. They don't get anything, and we match it with another 7. So up 14-0 going into quarter 2. Looks like we're going to have a really easy run on this one. We're up 21-0, 21-7 now at halftime. But we get the ball at half, I believe. We do. And we take a lot of time off that clock, get 3 more, make that 3 more. And going into the fourth quarter, we're just going to let this run because we get another turnover, cash in again, a couple turnovers. Easy win for us. Looking at the statistics of what we did to win this game, where is our quarterback? No. He's hurt. Justin Herbert got hurt. He played most of the game, 208 yards, 86% completion, 2 touchdowns, and got hurt. Oh, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose my mind. What happened? I can't look right now, I guess. I have to. Justin Herbert hurt in the first round of the playoffs. Pain. Please go. I don't care about any of this. I just want to see what happened. We won 37-7, but at what cost? That doesn't even tell me? Was it just a single game injury? Okay, he just went out for the game. We're good. Crisis averted. I was about to lose my mind. All that for nothing. I was going to lose it. We never checked the stats on this season, so let's go ahead and do that really quickly. Justin Herbert, only 3,000 yards passing. What in the world? But we were 2nd defensive overall on the right there. Really good rushing. 1,300 yards, 8th in the NFL. 14 points scored. We had just a good rushing attack, and he just didn't have to pass. He did complete 72% of his passes, which is really, really good. No turnovers, really. Wow. Almost 2,000 total rushing yards. Really solid. And look at the touchdown numbers. Tyrone Tracy and him combined with 26 touchdowns. 27 with Herbert's 1. Insane. Malik Nabers did have 850 yards, and, Bro Derek Generals had 700 himself. Really solid, but just not amazing. Andrew Thomas had a super good year at tackle. So did Evan Neal. Sacks numbers, 11.5 and 11 from our duo, plus 9.5, plus 5. That's a really good year. 3.5 from Simmons. Interception numbers, 4 from Phillips, 4 from Arnold, 3 from Simmons, 2 from Newman, 1. Did that 1 from Brian Burns? Okay. Dane Belton even got time. We got at least 1 fumble recovery from Chris Barnes. No safeties. 1 touchdown from Terry and Arnold. Let's go. We like to see it. Good kicking this year. All right. That's a really good year. Our offense is strange. We just don't throw the ball, I guess. But, okay. Oh, no. I just simulated on accident. And we won. Holy crap. I just realized I had already simulated to the next week. I thought I was simulating. Woo! Well, I don't know how that happened, but we won. That almost would have been really bad. Okay, let's go to the conference championship, baby. We are considered 4 overalls better than this team. That's very helpful for us. Let's go ahead and get to the menus where we can simulate to the next quarter. Jump forward, next quarter. Appreciate you, cuh. They don't get anything on their first drive, and we get 7 quickly. Didn't take us any time to do that. Going to the next quarter, we're holding them out for now, but not anymore. They get 7 of their own and match it at 14 apiece going into halftime. Not the best situation there. We can do the ball first, and we turn it over, it looks like, but they also turn it over, and we get 7. Going into the last quarter of the game. All right, that's what we like to see. They have to punt. They get it to the 2. That's really good for them. Why is Frank Gore Jr. rushing? Why is Tyrone Tracy rushing? All right, we have another injury, I guess. A big play, getting 26 yards to Nabers. We're going to keep moving quickly. We're going to get in the end zone here. Yep, we do. We have a 14-point lead with 2 minutes left. Let's just click through quickly. We're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Let's go. Another good win, but at what cost? Because apparently, Shamir Spencer had 85 yards. Really good game from our quarterback. Didn't have to do a whole lot, but was able to just coast to a victory. He's fine. We just feeding the group. Everybody getting some touches, okay? Whatever. I mean, that's fine. You're scaring the crap out of me thinking that somebody's hurt. We're going to waltz our way to the Super Bowl at this point. We haven't really struggled with anything. Looks like the semifinal round against the Falcons was a little bit scary. Only had a 4-point lead in that one, closing to close out the game. But, hey, we're in the Super Bowl now. That's going to be a big win for us. Let's go ahead and get to that week. We are getting a very special game here. The Super Bowl, not only that, it is the New York Bowl. The Giants versus the New York Jets, baby. This is a great situation. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Who's their quarterback? I want to know who their quarterback is. Is number 2? Who is this? No way it's Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. I think I just saw a jersey that said Daniels. It was number 2. Let's get to it. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it at? Jaden Daniels is their quarterback. That's awesome. We're going to go by quarter here. In the first quarter, we are marching and just get the ball in the end zone quickly. They don't stand a chance, it doesn't look like. If we're doing that, they're turning the ball over. We're putting up more points. They turn the ball over again. I don't know how we didn't get more points right there. At the start of the third, we go down and get 7 more. This ain't even a bowl game, man. This is a beating. They finally score in the fourth quarter. And we're going to make another quick drive to get 7 more, it looks like. 4th and 2, and we put it in on a pass to Malik Nabers. I was trying to give him a chance to get, a turnover or something. Let's see. We'll keep it going. 4th and 1, they convert with a 6-yard pass to DeAndre Hopkins. Sad to say, guys. They get 7 more, but I don't know how much it's going to be worth here. We're going to jump in here for the last minute of this game. See this Super Bowl play out a little bit. We have a lot of wiggle room here. Let me get the punter out of here. Can we get a good punt in the Super Bowl, please? Probably not. Sorry, my Bluetooth speaker's turned off. Oh. Didn't get it sharp enough. It's all right. They have a minute to get 14 points and, 80 yards on the first try and then some on the next try. We're going to play some defense here so we can just see the Super Bowl play out a little bit. Don't have to, but I'm going to. This is a really cool aspect. Just the fact that we get to end this rebuild off with a New York Super Bowl. Jaden Daniels has a solid game. I mean, not a ton of yards, but, no turnovers. He's taking care of the ball. He's probably run for quite a bit on us, I'm sure. David Smith causing chaos down the center. Somebody's got to collect him. He throws it away while he gets taken down to the ground. Looks like that is that Terrion Arnold? Is he 3? I don't know. Maybe Deontay Banks, one of the two. Going to put some pressure on him here. Isaiah Simmons up to a superstar here. Very nice. Another broken play. Having to get rid of it. No chance, bub. Terrion Arnold is 23, so that must have been the other one. The main one. The one that I can't remember his name ever in this rebuild. Brian Burns gets some pressure. Oh, he just threw it right over his head. They're going to have to... Yeah, this is going to be the end of the game here. Come on, David Smith, if that is your real name. Get him down. Inbounds, inbounds, inbounds. Yes, sir. Clock run. This is going to be the final play right here for we win a Super Bowl with the Big Blue New York Giants, baby. Let's go. Get a pick, Terrion Arnold in the Super Bowl. Get down. Just get down. Let's go. Let's go. The New York Bowl goes to the Giants. Isaiah Simmons and the New York Giants win their Super Bowl here in Atlanta. Justin Herbert gets out of L.A. and goes to New York in the NFC instead of the AFC and gets himself what he's always dreamed of in the big game. Massive game from Herbert. 280, 4 touchdowns, 84% completion. Shamir Spencer, 20 carries for 80 yards. Malik Nabers only had 3 catches. Really just, who had the receiving yards? Because Bro Derek Generals only had 49 yards himself. Josh Donald, what a great performance from him. And Jalen Hyatt had a good game. Okay. Did we get any crazy defensive stats? Anything absurd happen? A sack and a half from David Smith, the D tackle. That's really nice. Kayvon Thibodeau got himself a sack. So did Milton Williams. Isaiah Simmons was the other half. The pick, only Terrion Arnold got one for us. Sauce Gardner did get a pick on his side. No forced fumbles. Probably no safeties, no touchdowns. But that's okay. we get ourselves a Super Bowl in this Giants franchise, a rebuild. Let me know what you think about this rebuild down below. Took 3 years, had to reconstruct this team very thoroughly. Let me know who you want to see the next rebuild be. And thank you guys for watching up to this point. I will see y'all in the next video.